I think a lot of people were surprised, but what do you make of those comments?
Well, he was doing it the right way, Skip. You know, this is coach speak. I got to watch the tape. But I believe, think about it. In Hard Knocks, what did he do? Now, you and I both like, what the hell are you telling Baker Mayfield he's the backup quarterback? I believe he'll have this conversation with Tyrod first. Tyrod, obviously, you know, hey, we drafted Baker #1 overall. We're going to move. Baker's going to be our starting quarterback moving forward. I believe that's a conversation that Hue Jackson will have with Tyrod Taylor in the very near future. If not today, probably tomorrow. Call him in. Let him know you're not going to hear it from the media. You're not going to, Tyrod got injured, had a concussion. Hugh's going to do this the right way. But everybody knows that Baker Mayfield is the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns moving forward. If Hue doesn't know, John Dorsey and Jimmy Haslam knows. They just haven't conveyed that to Hue yet. But Hue knows how this business works, Skip. This is what normally happens when you're going to have a quarterback change. You go to the quarterback that's being replaced. You tell him what's going on, your thought process behind it, and everybody's happy. You don't want him to hear it from anybody else. You don't want to hear it leak out Tyrod Taylor being benched in favor of Baker Mayfield. We know what's going on. Tyrod knows what's going on, but he just needs to hear it from Hue. And I thought Hue handled it really well, Skip. It's been a long time since they had a victory. Let's not get into Hue starting a week from Sunday. Let's enjoy this win. I'll get back to you.
Okay, I'm going to say this one more time. For many years, I have been a supporter and defender of Hue Jackson. But I have now lost some respect for him. And last night after the game, he completely lost me. He opened his media session with, "Are you surprised?" No, Coach. Are you surprised? Because you were the one in camp who kept saying, no. It's not even a question. Tyrod is our starting quarterback, right?
He did.
He wouldn't even allow the #1 overall pick to compete, to even acknowledge he's going to get to compete for the starting job. And to your point, I don't know if it was a stage scene or not for Hard Knocks, the last episode, that final Tuesday night episode on HBO. We had, or at least I had to sit and watch Hue Jackson call in Baker Mayfield and Drew Stanton, the third quarterback, and announce to Baker, "You have won the competition to be the backup quarterback." And he did it with a straight face, like, you're subjecting that kid to that after he was the first overall pick and he's the reigning Heisman winner. I know Heisman has no translation into pro football at all, but he does have a little dignity that he's earned, at least to the point where you don't do that to him. I would not have blamed Baker if he'd have just gotten up and walked right out of the office and just thrown his hands up in the air.
No, you can't do that.
Well, I don't know. You can't do it on Hard Knocks, but you could do it if that was a real scene, and I'm not sure it was real.
Okay.
Because you would do that to Baker Mayfield? Oh, you two, it was a great battle between you and Drew, but, Baker, congratulations. You're now second string. You're not third string, you're second string. Really? So let's get this straight. You're the 1-31 head coach who cost your team, in my humble estimation, the first 2 games because you did not play Baker Mayfield over Tyrod Taylor. That's the guy who then stands up there and says to the media, "Are you surprised? I knew he could do this." You did? Well, then why didn't you let him? Why didn't you let him beat the Pittsburgh Steelers when your defense played well enough to beat Pittsburgh? Why didn't you let him outplay Drew Brees, who, remember those comments from Drew Brees before that game? He raved about Baker Mayfield and said he could be a better me. And I know you said that's an outlandish exaggeration. It's just your basic pregame talk, just hype.
Conference call.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of phony baloney, what you say to the visiting team's reporters. But I think there was some truth to it. He does see a lot of him in Baker and vice versa, because they're both short. Baker's slightly taller than maybe half inch
Baker
taller.
probably has a better arm.
A little better arm. And Baker's a little better athlete than Drew. Drew can move around a little bit, but not like Baker can. So that's what he said in his quote. Look what he can do. Now, again, does he have that stuff that Drew Brees has? Can he read the way Drew Brees can read defenses and find open receivers? Well, if he had Sean Payton calling his plays, I'd like his chances.
You don't like Todd Haley?
I don't know.
Oh, that was the same. Hold on. You don't like Todd Haley, but he was calling plays for Tyrod Taylor. Oh, okay. But anyway, you blame Hue Jackson for them starting off. Go ahead.
I do. Well, here's the point. It feels like you were jumping on Baker's bandwagon after that game as if you've been driving the bandwagon when you have been undercutting. You've been taking wheels off the bandwagon. Am I right?
Okay.
And it offends me that you would get up there and take credit smugly, have the audacity to say, I knew this would. You did? Well, then why didn't you let it happen? Why did you cost your team? He cost his team 2 games.
If you don't mind
and
me,
maybe it wasn't his choice. Maybe it was John Dorsey or Jimmy Haslam. I don't know.
Okay.
But Hue is the head coach, and he's going to have to live with what he didn't do.
If you don't mind me asking, what role did the field goal kicker that they replaced played in missing 2 PATs, 2 field goals against New Orleans, and missing having it blocked?
A huge, crucial role.
So
I don't think they would have been in that position. Baker would have made more plays.
But you
they
know,
would have won those games going away.
But you know what I noticed?
Because the defense is legit.
Alex, I don't know if you noticed this, but a couple of years ago, there was a guy from Green Bay, a field goal kicker, and he made a kick, and Skip said he duck hooked it. Now, the Cleveland Browns kicker did the exact same thing that Mason Crosby did.
He did.
You didn't mention anything about a duck hook because you know why? Because it helped Baker Mayfield. It helped advance that.
He was inspired by Baker Mayfield. He actually willed home the kick. I couldn't believe he was in the game. He's never stepped on an NFL field.
And you trust him.
And all of a sudden, he snap hooks it, and then all of a sudden, it somehow fades inside the left upright. How could that be?
Yeah.
I've only seen that one time before, and it was from 51 yards to win a playoff game. Indoors. At least this was outdoors. Maybe there was some wind. I don't know. I don't know what happened. But Mason Crossbar, that was the hand of God.
Is that what you're going to count? So you feel comfortable with that kicker trotting out there kicking field goals for you? Exactly.
Except when Baker's the quarterback, everybody starts thinking, maybe we can. Maybe I can make this field goal. I don't know how, but I'm going to try.
Well, hopefully Todd Haley calls the game like he called the second half for Baker as opposed to in the first half with Tyrod. Because you know that was some bull jive. Hopefully the offensive line, they blocked like they did the second half for Baker, unlike they blocked in the first half. And running back, look, I understand that Carlos Hyde, his girlfriend or his wife was going into labor. But, bruh, when you come out on the field, Tyrod's like, hey, I wish you have a healthy baby, and I wish your wife is girlfriend, whatever she is, I hope she's healthy. But, bruh, you trying to send me to the same hospital where your wife's at. Because you missing blocks like that, that back is going to kill me. So all I'm saying is I want them to play, hopefully they play better for Baker than what they played the first half for Tyrod.
Okay. Maybe that's the bottom line. That's the difference between those two humans. Somehow he's a lightning rod. What did you call him after the pro day at University of Oklahoma?
Pied Piper,
he's the Pied Piper. He's got that quality, that contagious charisma. I can't explain it, but he's got chip on shoulder. He's crazy competitive, and it rubs off. And everybody starts thinking, okay, maybe we can do this. What did Hue Jackson, remember when they brought Dez in Hard Knocks? Remember this? And they had the visit. I don't know what happened. He was trying to actually recruit Dez.
Right.
And what did he say across the table to Dez in Hard Knocks? You could be part of the greatest turnaround in NFL history. Well, that's what you thought, and now it's got a chance. He jump-started it last night by accident. I didn't want to see Baker get the job by injury. I don't want to see Tyrod have a concussion.
How the hell you think Tom Brady got the job?
Well, all right. Well,
you got to get the job.
Okay, but I wasn't campaigning for Tom to get the job because I'll be the first to tell you, I didn't know that was going to happen. I did know this was going to happen.
Yeah.
I called this before. I didn't know. I watched Tom Brady play the Orange Bowl against Alabama. He was really good in that game, but I had no idea he would already be better than Drew Bledsoe at that point. So I wasn't rooting for that or campaigning for that. This I was, and yet I didn't. I wanted it to happen because the coach said, you know what? We need to make this change.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to see Tyrod get hurt. I hope he's all right.
I didn't want to see Tyrod get hurt either. But the way he was playing in the first half, I would have been shocked had he come out in the second half, even though he got hurt. Had he not gotten hurt and Baker Mayfield not be the starter, I believe they were going to Baker Mayfield no matter what.
Probably
what they had
but
seen.
I don't know. He's a stubborn boy. He gets his back up on something, pride. I just think he was trying to tell everybody we're better with this veteran, solid, stable quarterback.